Hello everybody and welcome to the Real Astrology 1123. I hope all of you are doing very well. This is going to be general astrology reading for the month of April. Okay, so this is going to be a general astrology reading for the month of April, and I'm going to start off with my beautiful Pisces. But before I get going on that, I want to just let you all know, please do get in touch with me for your personal astrology charts. My email address is in the description box. These are general, so you do know that. My email address for your reference is the real astrology 1123@gmail.com, and I also have the different kinds of astrology charts that I do, so that's also in the reference box. But if you have any other questions, let me know. Okay, so having said all of that, let me get started. For my beautiful Pisces, what do we have for you for the month of April, your astrology for the month of April for my beautiful Pisces? So Pisces, let's start with your career, right? The Pisces folks will experience a little bit of ups and downs during this month. Those of you who are working for other companies, or those of you who are employees, could experience a little bit of a stress the first half of the month. You could have a few obstacles. You could be a little bit concerned about what's going on at work. You may feel like you are a victim of conspiracy, and but having said that, that could be true. You could be a victim of conspiracy, so just guard yourself against conduct yourself appropriately so your reputation isn't tarnished. And try to complete all your assignments on time. Try to be as efficient as possible. It's difficult to focus on your job when you know and you feel and it's a fact that maybe somebody's trying to kind of out you, if you will, or get you out of the company, or get you out of employment or whatever. So, and then when you know that, it's very difficult to kind of focus on what needs to be done. But this month it's calling you to dig deep and find that focus, okay? But on the other hand, I'm also going to say, if you all kind of do what you need to in terms of getting your superiors to have trust and faith in you, then the outcome of this conspiracy will actually benefit you, meaning you're the ones who have created this situation or trying to tarnish your name are the ones who are going to get called out. So try to get on the best side of your supervisors. Is this brown nosing? Some people would call it brown nosing, but I would say as long as your job is done on time, you complete your assignments, and you are mindful and respectful, and kind of sometimes you might have to bring it to the attention of your superiors. Hey, look, I've accomplished all of this. You know what I mean? Calling their attention to the positives of your work or your skill sets. That will always benefit you. This is not a good time for you to be switching jobs. So I'm going to say just wait a little bit before you decide to quit or try to go find another job. Those of you who are business people, you're self-employed business owners, this is the first half of the month could be better for you. You could try to focus on not establishing but kind of strengthening any business prospects or avenues or clientele or that sort of a stuff, any contracts you're wanting to gain or accomplish or whatever. Try to kind of step it up, if you will. You could be still worried regardless of all of this, because you'll be like, I'm doing all of this, is it going to be successful for me? Yeah, your efforts are always going to be rewarded, but then you probably are not seeing it right now, because you're like, oh my god, I've been doing this for such a long time, why am I not seeing results? Hold on to your pants, you will see results. The second half of the month, Jupiter is going to transit the first house, so that's going to be good for those of you who have, let's say for those of you who are working for the government sector, right? Then you're going to see better for things, results for you. Those of you who are business people who have contracts with the government agencies, you're going to see benefit there. And those of you in government agencies, working for the government agencies, you could see promotions in your job. You could be transferred. New opportunities, may just out of nowhere land in your lap, and you'll be going like, where did this come from? I thought the bid was closed, or I thought we were never going to hear from it or whatever, and there you go, it's going to land in your lap. During the second half of the month, Jupiter is going to really help you, okay? Because he's ruling your 10th house, and that is your house of faith. So you will definitely, your situation is going to improve the second half of the month. So that's as far as your career is concerned. Now let's talk about finance. On the financial front, I'm going to say this is a fairly good month, but the first half of the month, your family income may be encouraging you to kind of step it up and try to accomplish more, because you'll be like, okay, everybody else is producing in the family but me, depending on whether it's you and your spouse. But if it is you yourself, then you'll feel it. You'll be like, okay, maybe I need to step it up. If you're the head of household, you'll need to step it up. So you will find the motivation to do that. Saturn is in the 11th house. So those of you who are in business, your finances are definitely going to improve. The second half of the month, I'm going to say, is looking better for all of you, regardless of where you fall. Do you fall in the business self-employed group of people, or do you fall in the working for somebody else group of people? Second half of the month, I think, is going to be good for you. May see benefits from any property investments you've made, okay, as in land, okay, immovable properties. Those of you who are in business, I don't know, you looks like you're going to get some money back from the government. Is it taxes? Is it something else? Surprisingly, you will. Again, that's subject to the kind of business you're running, correct? And where you stand as far as your taxes are concerned. Remember, this is general. Let's talk about health here. You're going to have to pay attention to your health, be a little bit careful. You could have some minor health issues during this time. During the first half of the month, the full moon aspect of Mars and Venus will be in the 6th house, because of which people suffering from ailments will recover. But it's a slow recovery. In the second half of the month, there's definitely going to be better results and benefits, because Jupiter is in your zodiac sign. Fancy that. Jupiter is in Pisces, and Jupiter is the ruling planet of Pisces, along with our friendly neighborhood Neptune, right? Be very careful about your eating habit, your digestion, okay? Your GI and that sort of a thing. You got to be really careful. Guard against food poisoning. Don't try to eat food that's like, oh, I forgot to put it in the refrigerator last night. Oh, it should be fine. No, it's not fine. Don't eat it. Throw it away. If you are feeling like unnecessarily or for no apparent reason lethargic or lacking energy, you need to go check it out with the doctor, okay? Could be some vitamin deficiencies, but also I'm going to say anemia for some of you. Those of you who have been struggling with your weight, this is a good time for you to avoid foods that contribute to that. Remember, Jupiter expands everything. As far as relationships are concerned, we are talking about, with your loved one, yeah, right? Your significant other. It's kind of going to be mixed this month. Conflicts could develop in love affairs, but as long as you maintain mutual trust between each of you, then, you're not going to have that much of a conflict, and you're going to be able to overcome whatever it is that is bothering y'all, right? In the second half of the month, your conflict with each other, the disconnect is going to be resolved. You'll feel more connected. And for those of you who are wanting to propose as such, second half of the month is good. First half of the month, don't do that, because looks like you're mad at each other. So if you go and propose at that time, the answer is going to be no. So just wait until the second half of the month, right? I'm trying to figure out, because there's so much over here. If anybody is coming and whispering things in your ears with regards to your partner, like, oh, you know how we all, at some point in our lives do encounter certain individuals who are basically kind of, I don't know, envious of our relationships and do everything they possibly can to cause a disruption. Don't listen to that. Don't listen to the gossip. Don't listen to, things like that. Because if you listen to what people are whispering in your ears, trust me, you're going to ruin your relationship, and that's going to be absolutely baseless. So just guard yourself against that. For those of you who are not married, so this is regarding family and friends, right? That sort of a relationship. Or even if you're married, this is regarding your family and friends type of a situation. There could be some bickering, some little, scrapping here and there, and, that sort of stuff. Mars, the ruling planet of the second house, is going to be staying with Venus in the 12th house. So that could cause better relationships, but there could be some trivial little annoying little scrapping and bickering and that sort of stuff going on in the first half of the month. So some of these bickering could have something to do with, I don't know, maybe, people taking sides in the family, or maybe somebody's bickering over, okay, the legacy, family legacy, or the property, or, dad and mom, whoever might have passed, how do we divvy up the property, that kind of a thing. Try to negotiate and come to an understanding, okay? Try not to lose your temper. Try not to be harsh with each other, because it's not going to work out. It'll just drag out, okay? I would recommend you do whatever you need to in terms of trying to cooperate and meet your siblings halfway if you want this to be resolved. So if you are patient, and if you understand the frustrations of everybody and your frustrations as well, and not given to that, but can negotiate, can speak, and have a adult conversation with each other, these issues will be resolved. So I would say hang on. There's a great opportunity for your strained relationships to be resolved, your relationships with those, who are your family were strained. They could kind of strengthen rather, and make a UE and get onto better ground, or stronger, whatever bonds may develop. But you got to be patient. So basically this month for you, as far as family and friends are concerned, I'm just going to caution you to be very, very patient with each other. Because if you let your mouth run off and get mad at each other, then this is not going to help you one wee bit, not just one wee bit. So I'm going to say that's as far as what I got for you for the month of April. Pisces, remember, this is general astrology, okay? So this may not apply to you, this may apply to you. Some of it will, some of it won't. So take what resonates with you and leave the rest, okay? Keep that in mind. This is general, and of course this we are going into Vedic astrology. So next we are going to do, who are we going to do? Let's say Aquarius, right? Let me get the timestamp. My beautiful Aquarians, I hope all of you are doing very well. This is going to be your general Vedic astrology reading for the month of April. Keep in mind, this is general. If you want a personal reading, get in touch with me via my email address, therealastrology1123@gmail.com. You will also find that in the description box below, and you will also find the different kinds of astrology charts I do in the description box. Any further questions, email me and I'll be happy to help you with that. So Aquarius, for April, let's take a look at your career. If you're looking for a job, this is a great time to go and seek out job opportunities. Will come to you as well, and you could see some success there. Yeah, I feel Aquarius will be favored very much this month. Okay, so this is good. Jupiter, the master of profession, he is with Venus in Lagna. So this is a good thing for you. You are definitely going to benefit, actually. Promotions, new jobs, great time. Really, if you're looking for a job, Aquarius, I say go for it now. Second half of the month is going to be good because Jupiter is in the second house and the sun in the third house. So that's going to be really good. At the same time, there will be a full aspect of Jupiter on the 10th house. It is almost certain that, your circumstances, oh my God, listen, long story short, this is a great month for you. Let me just put that out there. As far as career is concerned, I can go on and on reading about the planets and where they're positioned and who's happy with whom and who's smiling at whom. Let's just cut to the chase and say this month, for those of you, as far as are concerned with your career, if you're looking for another job, etc., finding a new job, or just finding a job, this is a great month, okay? Promotions also, very, very, very great time for you if you all are trying to kind of, push to be promoted or whatever. There's a little bit of PR needing to be done. Do that. And some of you will be surprised that maybe you were not expecting a promotion, and there you go, it'll land in your lap. Self-employed people, business owners, great month for you. But I'm going to say business owners, you may see that you're probably needing to invest in certain aspects of your business. I'd say do that because it's going to benefit you. Great time for that. A little bit of competition, okay? But here's the thing, that competition is actually going to be good for you because by your performance, you're going to show that competition really, they're useless. So take this time and work it to your advantage, right? Now let's talk about finance. From a financial perspective, this is a great month. First half of the month, you'll see stronger finances, if you will, there is going to be a good inflow of cash. So again, Jupiter is going to station in your zodiac sign with Sun and Venus and Mars. So listen, financial gains for you this month, looking very, very good for me. For you, looking very good to me for you. How about that? If you have any new plans, any new investments that you have made in the recent past, you'll start seeing money coming through that. Look, this month is looking really good, even from, whichever way you cut it, slice it or dice it or whatever. This is a good month for you folks, career and finances. You may also find out that there could have been some money that was hidden away somewhere, but you didn't know about. Not necessarily in your mattress or your attic. Well, who knows? On the other hand, that could be a possibility. Maybe you had made an investment way back when and you'd forgotten about it. Or maybe you had put something in a fixed deposit and forgotten about it. Or maybe somebody had put something in your name and waited and kind of, put it in. You know how they do that? Like you will have access to those funds when you're 25, 35, 40, 50 or whatever that age is. So you might realize, oh shoot, okay, so I hit that age, so all of a sudden you'll get a letter in the mail or email or something saying that here you go, this money, this thing is matured and now you're this age and now you can have it and access it and that sort of stuff. If you've been making any investments in foreign business, in terms of let's say you are a business owner and you had made an investment in trying to pursue a company or something overseas, or client base or something, or maybe even promoting your business overseas, you're going to see good results. Even from the stock markets, any investment in foreign held companies, you will see good benefits. Aquarius, should I say I'm a little jealous of you guys? Well, I don't know. I haven't gotten to Sagittarius as yet, but I'm looking at this and I'm going, for you guys, it's like win, win, win. It's what is that winner, chicken dinner type of thing going on this month for you? Gotta love it, right? I wouldn't complain. Heck, yeah. Career and finances and everything, y'all are on a roll. Okay, health. It's going to be kind of an average month for you. Saturn is in the 6th house, so he could help you if you've been struggling with some major illnesses. But on the other hand, the usual sniffles and whatever, if you have any, then you're going to have to deal with it, right? Second half of the month, transit Jupiter in the 2nd house, and then and the movement of Saturn in your zodiac sign will create a little bit of worries for you. So during that time, 2nd half of the month, I'm going to say guard against mental stress. So try to focus on what doesn't cause you stress. So if you need to delve into business, then do it. Focus more on work, then do it. Try not to get into long distance travels 2nd half of the month. And watch your eating habits. Do not eat food, stale food. Watch your eating habits. Seriously, watch your eating habits. For those of you, I know I just said try to focus on work so that you don't keep focusing on other things. But on the other hand, and focusing, let's say let me rephrase that. Let's say you have a health concern, okay, and you're constantly worrying about it because you're like, you don't know what's going on. You're still feeling, doctor said everything is fine, but you're not feeling okay. Worry. At this time, I'm going to say, try to put your efforts or focus on something else just to detract from this. All right, so do that. But on the other hand, if you go overboard and like really overdo it on the work front, then that's going to cause you another type of stress, which is going to stress your body out. So you have to find the balance basically this month, okay? Try to get some good sleep though. This is the time where I'm going to say really try to get sleep. That's the best bet. If you're not getting good sleep, this is the time for you to really be able to catch a few winks, if you will, right? So let's talk about love, marriage, and personal relationships. So Mercury, who's the commander-in-chief of the 5th house, will remain stationed in the 3rd house. As a result, love is all around you. So this is going to strengthen your relationship with your intimate partners. If any misconceptions, disagreements, whatever is hanging around, all that is going to be resolved. There is an opportunity for you to really create some fond memories this month with your intimate partner, like maybe take a weekend off or something, This is a time when you're going to remember, right, for a long time. Those of you who are looking for a relationship, this is a great month for you to find the one, right? Expressing yourself to your partner and vice versa is going to really be pretty easy. It's going to be like, oh wow, it's so easy, right? It's so easy to talk to you. It's so easy to connect with you, that sort of a thing. As long as you're honest with yourself and honest with your partner, I don't see why, y'all shouldn't have that level of comfort and trust and confidence and love and respect. First half of the month, if you all are trying to make some decisions with regards to your relationship, try to major decisions. Like let's say you've been living together but you've never really proposed, or you're wanting to propose, great time. If you're kind of been dating and excuse me, if you've been dating but we're thinking about moving in together, this is a great time to do that. The mutual trust and understanding between y'all, you'll feel, is a lot more elevated this month. If you've had any doubts, any misunderstandings with regards to your spouse, it's all going to go. Don't worry about it. For those of you who are, let's say, been in a monogamous, oh my God, I can't even say it. Why can't I say that word now? Oh, you get what I mean. For those of you who have been in a committed relationship, excuse me, and have been thinking, we should have children or whatever, but kind of been pushing it off. Excuse me. This is a good time to pursue that. This is a good time to make babies. How about that? Okay. So that's that. Now, as far as your family and friends are concerned, this month seems to be pretty good for you. Your relationship with your family is going to be a lot better. Any ongoing misunderstandings and disputes, between your father or between you and your son, between you and your dad or you and your son, this is more male aspected, or even any other male member in the family, I think is going to be resolved. this is a great month, if you all have been just married, you know how every family, the dynamics, I haven't spoken to my son in 6 weeks, or, I haven't heard from my dad in 6 weeks, or, whatever, we haven't spoken with each other for a while now because of whatever transpired. Well, now is a great time to pick up the phone and actually make that call, because I think this is a great opportunity for you all to resolve your differences. So that's it for my beautiful Aquarius. Now I will let you know if you want a personal reading to please get in touch with me. My email address and everything is in the description box, okay? So let's get on with Capricorn. Let me get your timeline. Capricorn, 25-15. For you, my beautiful Capricorns, for the month of April 2022. Remember, this is Vedic astrology. Excuse me, I need a tissue. I have to hide my tissue boxes, y'all. Seriously, where did I put it? Oh my God, I don't know where I put it. I have to hide it because my wonderful Saint Bernard has a hankering for tissue boxes. Tissue. He doesn't eat them or anything. He just likes to go after it. Oh, I can't get to it. He doesn't eat them or anything. He just likes to go and tear them apart. So it's fun. I gotta hide it. And now I've hid it so well that I can't find it myself. Anywho, for my beautiful Capricorns for the month of April, this is general Vedic astrology. This is based on your sun signs, remember, okay? Let's look at your career. This is a good time for you as far as your career is concerned. Venus, the ruling lord of the 10th house, he's going to stay in the second house. Excuse me, is going to stay in the second house with Jupiter. And this little, partnership type of thing is going to give you positive results as far as your career is concerned. And Ketu, okay, where's my little thingy? That reminds me, I always have it here, but for whatever reason I had taken it off. Okay, and Ketu, who is your South Node, right? Ketu is your South Node. He's in your house of profession. So keep in mind, as much as you're going to see success, you will also have to put in the hard work, okay? And you will get to experience your success. You'll get to enjoy the benefits of all your hard work, because Saturn is also in your zodiac sign. So as long as you keep well within the boundaries of what is true, what is right, what is correct, the parameters of what is let's not parameters, let me rephrase it. So if, as long as you follow and maintain your path and consider the checks and measures and processes and procedures that have been set forth for your job, and you stay within those guidelines, you will be absolutely successful. If you try to deviate, that's when you're going to hit some roadblocks. So I'm going to say, stick to the straight and narrow. Whatever obstacles you might have had thus far, they're all going to kind of work themselves out. But I'm going to tell you that there are certain people who are kind of a little envious of you because they're watching you and they know your trajectory. So they're kind of a little bit, I don't know, I want to say just envious. So try to also get on the good side of your supervisors. Maybe there's one supervisor who's rooting for you, or maybe there's another one, maybe not your direct supervisor, but you know what I mean, your supervisor's co-worker, maybe lateral connection. That way they may be a little upset with you because you're performing for the team and they don't that sort of weird kind of stuff. So kind of guard yourself against it. I can get into stories as far as workplace scenarios are concerned, but you'll figure it out. We don't need to waste time about that. Those of you who have been looking for a new job and who have applied, you will get good news. Promotions are possible, absolutely. But if you're searching for a new job, I'm telling you, whatever you want this month as far as your job is concerned, you are going to get that. For business people, self-employed people, Mercury in the 10th house, you can, if you're, or those of you who are wanting to start a new business, great opportunity. But stay in touch. The people who are in your network, your old contacts, go through your little black book and call the people that you hadn't called in a while. Go through your networking list and call them, because you believe it or not, they're going to really, really benefit you. Really, they're going to help you. Finances. Excuse me. Financial gain is great because of Jupiter and Venus in the second house. Mercury is in the fifth house, who's going to fully aspect the 11th house. Yeah, your financial situation is going to be great. If anybody had been holding back money that was due to you, right? Whatever money was due to you, if it has been delayed and it hasn't come in time, believe it or not, boom, you're going to get it. And you'd be, oh my God, I can't believe it took so long, but finally it's here. Self-employed people, increase in business, stay on top of your game. You got to be sharp. Just because you got in more contracts or whatever doesn't mean that you can sit on your hiney. You are still asked by the universe to stay, sharp and be attentive and stay focused. Any of you planning on going on long distance travels to other countries or continents? For trade, for work, good opportunity. Second half of the month. Okay. Health. So Mercury, the ruling lord of the 6th house, with Rahu in the 4th house. Now Rahu is North Node. Be careful, even though I said as far as career is concerned, right? If you're having to go to any foreign countries because of work, I mean, you're going to benefit from the career aspect, but from the health aspect, you may fall sick on this journey. So be careful of that. So watch your colds and coughs. Maybe the water is different or something, or you might catch a bug. So financially and career-wise, you'll find these foreign travel successful, but if you have to travel. But health-wise, you may kind of struggle a little bit. Maybe the weather, or maybe the food isn't sitting well, or you got a bug or something. So watch out for that. I know when you're traveling, you can't help it. You got to eat outside, because it's not like you're out of your home. So you're probably going to end up eating a lot of food outside, or all of your meals are going to be outside. What are you going to do, right? But you got to eat, so that's a risk you're taking. It is what it is. Love, marriage, and personal relationships, it's average. Okay, Venus, the ruling lord of the 5th house, will be positioned in the 2nd house, and as a result, there will be more love and romance during the first half of the month. Okay, second half of the month is where a little bit of arguments and annoyances, and you don't have enough time for me. Oh yes, I do, but you said you'll do this. Oh yeah, but I can't help it, work called. And you'll have a little bit of a problem as far as the second half of the month is concerned, due to the presence of Saturn and Venus in the 2nd house. It's just meaningless BS, but that meaningless BS, if not attended to and taken care of, could snowball into something big. So as long as y'all are able to talk things out and understand where your partner is coming in, and hopefully your partner understands where you're coming from, and y'all agree to disagree if you have to, then y'all will be fine. But as we know, relationships are what they are. We're gonna do. Family and friends. In the context of family and friends, I'm going to say you will be pleasantly surprised this month. You're going to have a lot of support from your family, a lot of support from your friends. If you are looking to your friends for help in terms of networking, or even to find another job, or help bring in more business, that's going to help you. Any misunderstandings, any boo-boos, anything like that thus far with friends and families, it's going to be a great time. But don't hesitate to ask people for help, be they your family members or be they your friends. If you need any help from them, ask them. Trust me, they will most certainly help you. And this is a great opportunity for you all to be able to take care of, see to completion any legal cases that are being fought in family court. Okay, so that's a good thing. But then again, what kind of a legal case is it? Is it a divorce case in family court? Is it something else in the family court? I don't know what comes under the title of family court or the realm of family court. I don't know those legalities. So any such cases pending, they're all going to be resolved. But listen, don't hesitate to ask your family members for help. I really think you should. Okay, so that's for you, my beautiful Capricorns, right? And then let's go and look at my excuse me. So Capricorns, let me get the timeline here. For my Sagittarius, right? Where are we at? Sagittarius, let's take a look. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, Sagittarius. Okay. Sagittarius for the month of April. Okay. Yeah, Jupiter moved to Pisces, didn't he? And Jupiter is your ruling planet as well, right? So on the career front, the month of April is going to be very favorable for Sagittarius natives. Mercury, the ruling lord of the 10th house, is going to be in the 5th house. He's going to pave the way for you to achieve a lot in your workplace. Okay, doors are going to be opened. If you're looking for a new job, trust me, you will be amazed. A door, if let's say you've been banging on a company's door saying, hey, I want to work for you, I want to work for you, and they'll be going, no, not at this time, no, thank you. Boom, they're going to be, oh, I'm so sorry, come on in, you're employed, you're hired, here you go. Boom, there you go, right? So it's a bit weird, but that's pretty much how it might work out for some of you, right? I've heard a lot of cases where people say, you know, Kirtana, I really want to get into this company. That'll be my dream job. I've been trying for years and years and years and nothing's worked out. And now all of a sudden they'll be like, oh yes, come join us. Okay, so that's great. Your hard work is going to pay off. Trust me, it will. If you're trying to get a better job, if you're trying to change a job, switch companies, all that is great. Great time for you to do that. But let me tell you this though. If you've been looking for a better position at another company and they offered you the bigger position with better pay, etc., and you take it, you're going to have a lot more work to do. You're going to have a lot more on your plate. Are you up for that challenge? Be very clear about that. You know, everything may look hunky-dory because all we see is the dollar signs, right? How much are they going to pay us? And what is the title? Oh, I go from being a territory manager to being a vice president or something in some other company, and I get $10,000 more every year. Yeah, all that's fine and great. But what is the scope of work that a VP of that company is going to do, right? Are you up to the task? Are you truly capable of doing the task? If you were the hiring manager, would you hire yourself for that position? Think about that. If you say yes, go for it. Lots of emphasis on your work, on your profession, on your career. You're going to do very well as far as your career is concerned. You may not see it right now, but it is happening. Trust me. The air is turning. If you're happy with the company you're working for, even then you're going to kind of see promotions, opportunities for promotion. So that's great. If you're trying to travel overseas, for those of you who are always looking for jobs overseas or whatever, hey, I want to go to China, I want to be an English school teacher, I want to go to Japan, Taiwan, Korea, whatever, wherever. I want to go to, I don't know, Italy and whatever, you know. You apply for it. You will get a job for sure. For those of you who are looking to start your own business, this is a great opportunity to start your own business, and you will be able to handle it if you're starting your own business. Okay, finances. So let's take a look. Saturn is going to be in the second house, right? Hang on one second. Second house is values, talents, possessions, and the ability to earn income. If you are planning on starting a new business, you will find the financial resources. Okay, if you are applying for a loan, all that will come through. You are going to be able to do well as far as getting income, but then again, you need to control your expenses. Okay, your investments, great opportunities, good planning. Second half of the month, Saturn will transit in your third house and Sun in the fifth house. Wow! As a result, you're going to garner more respect in whatever sphere you're working in. Okay. If any of you have a father or father figure who's a business person or self-employed, you will see benefits from that, because they could be, maybe your father has decided to give you a share in the company, or he's made you the beneficiary of something or something like that. Any new business projects, you're going to see more new doors and more opportunities open through that. Health, Venus, a lot of the sixth house will form a conjunction with Mars and Jupiter in the third house. There could be some health complications in the second half of the month. Try and reduce your stress, your mental stress. Don't let that get ahead of you. Try to manage it now. Don't overthink little things. Don't overthink it, because I think there's a lot going on in your mind. Get out of your head. All right, during the second half of the month, Jupiter is going to transit in the fourth house and the Sun in the fifth house. That's going to be good for you. Your health will improve, which is fantastic. And the Sun also signifies father, okay? So if your father is having any health issues, that's also going to improve. If you're having any chronic illnesses, this is a great time to actually resolve it, get the treatment you need and be done and over with, right? Or even finally getting diagnosed. This is, with Venus ruling lot of the house of diseases, will form a conjunction with Saturn, and on account of this, you could actually get rid of any previous ailments. You'll suddenly find out the doctor will say, oh, XYZ, or so and so blood results and so this and that and all has come back in the clear. You have a clean sheet of health. Whoop, whoop. So that's great, right? Something's wrong with my throat. I think I need to go and do something about it. Drink some water. So now let's talk about love, marriage, personal. Wait, I'm reading for Sagittarius. Hello, I'm a Sagittarius myself. Okay, I forgot all about that. Love, marriage, personal relations. Okay. Hey, my Saint Bernard is having a dream, so he's chasing somebody in his dreams. The beginning of the month is going to be great for all of you lovebirds. Mercury, the benefactor of love, he's going to be in the fifth house. He's going to push your relationships further to the next level, intensify, amplify the bonding, the bonding process, or enhance the bond even more, however you want to call it, y'all. There will be no issues as far as your love relationship is concerned. In the second half of the month, the transit of Saturn in Aquarius, that is the third house, is going to be fully aspected on the fifth house. There in the second half of the month, you're going to have a little bit of a 180, right? What do I mean by that? Like, first half will be great. Second half, you're going to be like, yeah, I need to rethink that sort of an energy. So I'm going to say, it's nothing great where you're like, oh my God, I need to break up with this person, or it's all over and throw the baby out with the bathwater. Nothing like that. You'll come to realize that there are certain things that you folks don't see eye to eye. It is what it is, what it is. How do you want to deal with it? You're an adult and you can make good decisions, right? Remember, what you sow, so you reap. So or you may sit your partner down and say, hey honey, listen, I feel like the past XYZ, this has been bothering me, and I see that that's happening again. It's become like a little much for me to handle. Can we figure out a way to resolve that and not let that happen again, or whatever? However, I'm being very diplomatic here. I'm sure a lot of times in relationships there's a little bit of a shouting match too. So I'm going to say second half of the month, don't get into a shouting match, although you will feel like you want to shout, but okay. Those of you who are not married, you know, this is actually good. It's the weirdest thing, okay? Because this little bit of, you know, things need to change in this relationship or else type of thing will actually make certain individuals sit up and say, oh, I better put a ring on this one. So chance of getting married is great, proposals, etc. If there are any little misunderstandings, it's like basically BS stuff that we kind of sometimes, you know, pull out of the back pocket just because, you know, we're mad at something else or whatever. You know how relationships go, right? Let's be honest here. You know, sometimes we have a bad day and we come home and, you know, not that we want to, you know, but our spouse or significant other says something and we just turn and snap. And that has got nothing to do with what the individual said or did, but we just snap. And then you'll be like, what's wrong with you? And this, that, and the other. But if you're honest with yourself, you can acknowledge that, hey, it's not you. I had this going on and I should not have brought it home. And, you know, I kind of lost it. I'm sorry, whatever. But you have to be honest with yourself and acknowledge your feelings and where you are as far as your mind is concerned. If you don't acknowledge it and if you're not honest with yourself, how are you going to be honest with anybody else? Family and friends. On the family front, this is a pretty pleasant time for you. Conjunction of Saturn with Mars in the second house in his own zodiac sign. Yeah, this is actually going to be good. If you're any support from your family, you're going to get it if you've been wanting for. If you've had any kind of a cold war going on with your family members, that's going to be resolved. Then the second half of the month, the transit of Saturn from the second house to the third house will kind of make things a little bit better. If you have any some good news is going to come from your mom's side, that's for sure. You could be traveling, okay, because there's some movement of Jupiter in the fourth house. You could be traveling. This is a pretty cool month. You know, there's always a little something going on in families. So again, like I said, if you haven't been talking to somebody for a while, this is a great opportunity to reconnect with that individual, okay? So that's as far as what you are concerned for my beautiful Sagittarius. I hope you enjoyed the astrology forecast. Look, I try my very best not to get into all the, you know, like remember a couple of times, and I have the paper here where I would call out every month which sign transiting. That gets just too much. So I just try to make it a nice synopsis so you'll understand all of that, understand what the trends are rather than going through all the placements of the planets. If you all want me to read out those placements, every single placement for every single month, then let me know. I'll be happy to do that, right? Thank you so very much and see you in the next reading. Bye for now. Hello, my beautiful Scorpios. This is going to be your general astrology reading, Vedic astrology reading for your sun sign, and this is going to be for April, okay? For Scorpios, I have your timeline here. Let's go through this. Let's look at your career. This month is a good month for you. The first half of the month, the sun, the ruling lord of profession, he's going to be in the fifth house. As a result, you will be successful at the workplace. So that's good. Those who are looking for a job will be successful. And you know what? For those who are very specific about, you know, the kind of company they want to join, the kind of specific job that they're looking for, they could be very successful this month. The full aspect of Mars, Venus, and Jupiter in your house of profession will create fantastic opportunities for you as far as work is concerned this month. If there's anything that had been stalling thus far with regards to, you know, any projects or anything that might have been hindering your progress at work, or let's say you interviewed for with a company a month or so ago and they said, you know, we're in the process of finalizing, we'll get back to you, and you kind of never heard from them. Or they said, you know, you have to get a background check, and you did the background check, and then every time you call to follow up, they'll be like, but we still haven't received the reports or the results, you know, whatever. All those things are going to, like, your hindrances, your obstacles are removed. So great, that's great for you. If you're, you know, obviously currently employed, you are going to be quite surprised when you hear the your co-workers or your bosses talk about your performance. I mean, and they're going to talk about it in a very positive manner. So that's great. Now that in turn is going to give you, they're going to say, oh, you know what, Jane Doe or John Doe, I mean, we've been watching you work, you've done an awesome job, so here we're going to give you more work. Giving you more work doesn't necessarily always turn into more money, but I'm going to say don't shy away, accept it, because trust me, they are watching you and more success is headed your way. See, the second half of the month, that's exactly what's going to happen. More success is actually going to come your way, because the transit of Sun in the 6th house and Jupiter in the 5th house, it's going to empower you to achieve even more. So more success. So, you know, just even though the responsibility, additional responsibility at this time doesn't necessarily mean no increase in payout, that's coming. Just be sure of that. I mean, just rest assured, okay? If you've been wanting the support of a particular friend or a business partner, that is for those of you who are self-employed, you are going to get that support this month. This is great. I'm actually loving it. You could also, let's say you're working for a company, right? You're not a business owner, but somebody comes up and says, I have this great opportunity. Are you willing to invest and become a silent partner? You will do that. And even that is going to be good for you. So great, great, great. Now, finances. Jupiter, the ruling lord of the 2nd house, is going to occupy the 4th house along with Venus and Mars. And this is going to obviously give you financial benefits. Who doesn't like that? Some of you may see some unexpected wealth come in too. Good time for investments. If you're associated with the stock market or share market, whatever you want to call it. Those of you who are self-employed will see some money come back to you. If any money had been stuck thus far, you know, maybe clients not paying, or, you know, some tenders you put in and they paid you 50%, but not the other 50%, you're going to see all those monies come back to you, right? So people are basically going to say, hey, here, I think I owe you some money. Here you go, I'm giving it to you. And you'll be like, yeah, about time, right? If you are involved in a family business, you're going to have a lot of encouragement from your other family members, okay? The conjunction of Venus, the ruling lord of the 7th house, with Jupiter will help you get back your pending payments, clear as day. If you had also given somebody some money as a loan and, you know, you were like, it's been a long time. Every time I ask, they've been hemming and hawing, doing the sidestep and not giving me a straight up answer as a, hey man, when are you going to return your money? That sort of a stuff. That money is also going to fall in your lap. Now, all this money that you had written off, it's going to come in. But just because it's coming now, don't go and spend it. Okay? Now let's look at your health. The conjunction of Mars, the ruling lord of the 6th house, with Venus and Jupiter in the 4th house will benefit your health. If you have any previous health conditions, you have a great opportunity to have them go away, right? Or finally you get the right diagnoses, or finally they prescribe the right kind of medication and the dosage is set. So, you know, sometimes you have to go through, this medicine isn't working, that has that side effect, and this is not the right dosage. So you may get to a point where everything kind of falls into place, and therefore whatever this illness you have, it could be managed or taken care of, right? Try to avoid foods that are fried or roasted, that kind of stuff. For some reason you should, you know, actually that has to do with certain planets too, but we won't get into that. Maybe sometime I should do a video on that. Try to avoid that kind of food, okay? Fried food, roasted foods, things like that. I'm going to say this month, try to keep to foods that are cooked as simply as possible, like without all the trappings of all the sauces and the spices and the this and that. If you can eat food this month that is very simply, maybe just broiled or boiled with salt and pepper, that's good for you, trust me. Second half of the month, Saturn transit in the 4th house, fully aspecting the 6th house. You may end up experiencing some joint problems, like your joints, your knees, your elbows, something. You may feel like, oh my God, where did this come from? So try not to exert yourself such that you would worsen it. But if there is a great need for you to go and consult a doctor, go do it right away. I mean, don't kind of say, oh, it's just this. Oh, no, don't put it away. Yeah. It could be annoying too, right? These small little illnesses. I mean, they kind of bug you, isn't it? Love, marriage, personal relationships. First half of the month, the presence of Sun in your fifth house, along with this Jupiter, the ruling lord of the fifth house, will reside in the fourth house, and therefore the situation can kind of cause a little bit of obstacles in your love life. But beware, because these conflicts could cause you to feel a little distanced from your loved ones. Okay, so if you're feeling a little detached and distanced, try not to kind of, let off a lot of steam. This is the one time I'm going to tell you, and Scorpios are great for this because they are very intense, right? Very rarely do they let off steam, but this time I'm saying, just hold on to that a little bit longer, because this thing is going to play out and resolve itself. But if you let off steam and go off the bandwagon or fall off the deep end, then it's going to cause that little bit of detachment to become a big rift. So, but if you kind of hold yourself quiet this time and just kind of say, as difficult as it may be, once these plans change a little, you'll realize that, oh my God, this particular person who's the love of my life or whatever, that I was ready to kind of just banish forever, is the one individual who's always by my side and always supports me and has always seen me through all the different phases in life, and a pillar of strength for you. So when this bickering thingy starts, don't let your temper go, because if you do that, you will cause a rift that is going to cause a divide that's going to be very hard to bridge back. Okay. Family and friends. Jupiter's presence in the fourth house, along with Venus and Mars, any type of litigation or court matters with regards to that involve you and your family members, or you against your family members, or family members against other family members, is not going to bother you anymore. Any property related disputes with relatives will be settled amicably. Those of you who are maintaining a distance from your loved ones for whatever reason, because you don't like the way they behave, or you just, push all your buttons and whatever, you will realize that you are going to kind of kiss and make up, right? I missed you, sis, I missed you, brother, and that sort of a thing. And if anybody in the family is sitting you down and giving you advice, you may think, oh my God, in your head you may go like, I didn't ask you for your advice. I'm going to say hush and just hear them out. Just hush and hear them. Whether you take their advice or no is at the end of the day at your discretion. But just hush and take their advice, okay? There's also a chance that you may actually go on a journey or a little getaway or whatever with your family members, right? Maybe all of your siblings, we may get together and say, let's take dad and mom here or there, wherever, for a vacation or a weekend or something. Things like that could come about. It's just, I love it. Why not, right? That's a great opportunity to reconnect, to what's the word? To reconnect and to solidify your bonds or whatever with your family members, right? So I'm going to say that is great. So that's what I have for you, my beautiful Scorpios. I hope you enjoyed this astrology reading for the month. If you all are wanting more information or I have any questions, remember this is Vedic Astrology Sun Sign, let me know, okay? And so next we're going to go on to Libra. And now let me get the timestamp for Libra. 11 and 18. Libra, where are you on my little thing? Okay, my beautiful Libras, for you for the month of April, Vedic Astrology Sun Sign. For Libra natives, very enthusiastic month for career. You're going to feel very, very energized, very motivated during the first half of the month. Mars, the aspect of Mars and Saturn will remain in your 10th house, and this is going to help you achieve some progress at work. You could come across new opportunities to be able to show your skill sets, which is probably going to lead you to being given more responsibilities, and then that's going to lead you to be more visible for promotions at the workplace. Your seniors are going to be very, very happy with your work, and trust me, you will be rewarded pretty soon. You may also want to switch jobs. If you are looking for a specific type of job, you may find it. If you're not looking, that's fine. You may still be headhunted. Either way, any issues at the workplace, any hindrances are going to be resolved. Maybe they have said that, you know what, your immediate boss might have said, hey, you're due for a promotion, you're going to be promoted, but we're waiting for the home office to give us a go ahead. And the home office is probably sitting on your file doing a bunch of nothing because, this guy went on a vacation and he signed off. Now the other guy who's supposed to sign off, his son got married, or he himself is getting married, or the lady who is supposed to sign off, well, she decided to go on maternity leave, or whatever, like weird things like that. And you'll be like, what the hey? I mean, I was told I'll get a promotion. I hear I'm sitting 2 months down the line, nothing's happened, but everybody's telling me I'm really promoted already. It's just a formality. All that is going to be taken care of now. So, or they were just waiting for their accounting department to kind of approve the increase in pay, and the usual stuff that happens in these corporate environments, right? Or even if it is if you're working for a smaller company, maybe the board of directors have to sit and think over it, and one of them happens to be on a fishing vacation, and he's like, no, you'll have to wait until I come back because I need a signature, because God knows they can't do a digital signature, right? So all that kind of bull crap. It's so annoying, but hey, hang in there. Don't just quit and go because they've been telling you you're promoted, but you're not seeing it written, formalized, and you're like, to heck with these people. Don't go to heck with these people, because then you lose out. So just sit tight. The second half of the month, the transit of Saturn in your 5th house and Sun in the 7th house will also favor you. You're going to have to put in some effort there, meaning you're called upon to work a little, like hard work is required. During this time, for those of you who have been wanting to start a new business, you may start a new business, or you may expand an existing business into different areas and arenas, but there's still hard work. Efforts need to be, your biggest investment is going to be your effort in doing what you need to, right? But keep in mind, all the effort that you're putting in is going to pay off, okay? So then, if you need to take advice from somebody who's an expert in that particular field or whatever, or knows better, go ahead and ask. Don't be egotistical and not take advice. Mars, the ruling, wait. Mars, the ruling planet of the 2nd house, is going to be in your 5th house. The complete aspect of Jupiter and Venus will be in the 11th house, which is going to lead you to profitable business. Those of you who are working for other companies will see your money come in, see your pay hikes, pay increases, bonuses, or they'll just randomly say, a salary increase has been approved. You get $500 more every month, basically for income, whether you are self-employed or not, you are going to see a better position come about as far as your income and your finances are concerned. Let's just put it that way. Second half of the month, the transit of Saturn in the 5th house and the Sun in its exalted state, the 7th house, will turn out to be fantastic for you. Take advantage as far as your finances are concerned. Health. If any of you have been struggling with venereal diseases, okay, Sun being in the 6th house will bring improvements, right? So you may see your venereal diseases kind of either be under control or absolutely go away. I don't know which one does what, but and that's a real thing, y'all. A lot of people suffer with that, Librans, take care of tension and depression. All right. If some of you Librans could start having issues with your skin, so take care of that. At the, I personally, although I'm not a Libran, I'm a Sagittarius, to share a little bit about myself with y'all. About 3 weeks ago, I happened upon a spot on my back, and I about flipped out because I have never had anything like that anywhere on my body. And I was like, what in the world? It's almost like it was not there, and one day it just decided to show up. So I completely flipped out and somehow managed to get a picture taken. Of course, I enlarged the image on my cell phone, and I saw that picture, and I flipped out even further. Then, like most people, went online and looked at all kinds of basal cell carcinoma pictures, and what is the other one? Sarcoma, melanoma, whatever those other things are. And oh my God, there was a picture that looked just like what mine was. And oh, I was flipping, y'all. I was in a state of panic because it was on my back. I've never had anything like that anywhere on my body, let alone my back. And I don't worship the sun. I mean, I'll go out in the sun. Now, of course, that's cut short even further because of lupus. I try to stay very well protected. I was not the kind of person who wanted to go lay in the sun and tan and this and that and all that. I was never into any of that. I can only take the sun for so long, if you will. And so I immediately called my doctor, my dermatologist, and fixed an appointment. And I flipped out a lot more because of my lupus diagnoses. I was like, oh, it's getting worse. So finally we went and did whatever, and they were like, oh no, it's just they did a biopsy, and she goes, it's just a really, really bad cyst. I said, how does it happen? Like, you shower twice a day, and of course you check your body, right? And you're putting, us girls, we put lotion or moisturizers or whatever, and how come I didn't see it? And then one day it's there, and of course my back was always like very, very itchy and prickly and stuff, but not that spot, my whole back. Whenever I go out in the sun, I come back, whichever part is exposed to the sun, or if I'm wearing a thin t-shirt or whatever, and the sun is beating down, I am literally on fire. Although I try not to do that too often. So I was like, okay, so diagnosed it as being a really bad cyst. So they carved it out, and then she said, we are going to have to give you steroid shots because terrible inflammation around that area, and we'll have to keep a watch on it. So I was like, oh my God. Y'all, I tell you, I haven't panicked as much. Oh my God. Anywho, and the thing for me was about in January, I had something like that, but it wasn't a cyst. It was just a little bubble on my left leg, like on the outside of my knee, like a couple of inches below my knee. But it wasn't a cyst. It like a blister, okay? And it didn't hurt, it didn't itch, it didn't nothing. That blister's been sitting there for over a year. And finally I was like, what the heck is this? And so she scooped it out, of course, and she said, oh, it's just nothing. It's one of those. I don't even know what she said. I should look at my paperwork. But then after that, this thing pops up on my back, and this is a cyst. I was like, oh, okay. So let's get on with my beautiful Librans, because I'm talking about myself, and that's not right. I apologize. So any issues regard to your skin, please don't take it easy and say, oh, this, that, and the other. No, go and get it checked out, okay? Skin related issues, please, please, please get it checked out, okay? Love, marriage, and personal relationships. After the first week, it's going to be, you're going to find that your relationships are a little better, easy flowing. There will be a conjunction of Mars, Venus, and Jupiter in the 5th house. And 5th house is love affairs, speculation, kids, etc., intimate relationships. As a result, love life will move forward. And you're going to feel very lovey-dovey and, that sort of stuff. Ooh, I'm telling you, Librans. If you have been kind of, as they call it, the blame game, if anything like that's been going on, it's going to be resolved. Those of you who are wanting to meet a partner, you will find the partner. If you are in love with somebody and you're thinking about proposing, this is a great time to do that. In the second half of the month, Saturn, the ruling lord of the 5th house, will occupy his own house, and the love relationship will strengthen even more. Mutual trust is going to improve. Overall, it's great. Love it. If you have had any kind of bickering in the past, all that's going to go. If you're looking for new relationships, if you're If you are dating somebody but never really thought to propose or step it up, this is a great time to do it. Okay? And I'm going to say for you, Libras, if you all are not in a, some of you may not necessarily be just as much in love with your significant other as you were when you first met or whatever, or you've come to realize that, you know, the relationship is fading, you don't feel as strongly, you may now decide to actually make it a little bit more official and say, you know what, I need a break. And don't be surprised if there's somebody else on the horizon who's caught your eye, but you haven't taken the initiative to communicate with that individual for whatever reason. I'm going to tell you to actually initiate communication with that person, because even though you may be in a relationship right now, listen, I'm not condoning cheating. Let me just tell you that. You're all adults. We're all adults. Do what makes you happy. But by initiating communication with that person, you are going to, through those communications and interactions, you are going to come to a conclusion. You're going to get affirmations for how you feel about the individual you are with at the moment. So it's either going to reaffirm that, hey, I really like this person, I want to stay in this relationship, or it's going to say, no, this isn't really working for me, I need to pass. But I'm not saying go out there and get into a third-party situation. That's not what I'm saying. So don't come at me with that. Don't misconstrue my words. Okay? So let's move on to family and friends. Relationship with your family and friends is going to be good in the second half of the month. The full aspect of Mercury will be on the second house, which is going to make your family atmosphere even more harmonious and even better, smooth and such. If any of your family is imagining that you're not paying them enough attention, like dad says, hey buddy, you haven't visited us every week like you do, what's going on, you know, that's on you to tell your dad, you know, I'm sorry, I missed it, yada yada. You know, maybe you and your dad had a Thursday evening play pool together, or you and your mom had a ongoing mother-daughter relationship wherein you all had this appointment of getting your pedicures done, or whatever, you know, little things like that. Or maybe you always met your brother or your sister every Tuesday for lunch at wherever. So they may feel a little neglected. This is a time for you to reconnect with them and let them know that, hey, nothing's changed. It's just life caught up with stuff, right? Because they may feel a little bit insecure or be a little bit concerned that, oh, did I do something wrong, or what happened, or, you know, that sort of a thing. So just a little bit of reassurance. Okay, so that was for whom? My beautiful Libras. Next I need to go on to Virgos. Let me get the timestamp for you. My beautiful Virgos, where are you? 25. All right, Virgo, this is for you for the month of April. Okay, my hair, I need to do something about it. I actually got my hair trimmed this morning. I don't know if I'm happy with it. Okay, Virgos, April 2022, overall general astrology, energy, and Vedic astrology, sun sign. Career, okay? Mercury, the lord of the 10th house, will remain in the 7th house and then in the 8th. He's going to move to the 8th house. Due to this, there could be a situation where you might find that there are a few ups and downs in your work, okay? There could be a little bit of push and pull, some challenges with regards to your co-workers or your bosses, or just challenges and frustrations regarding your work or whatever the industry that you're in. You may get into a conflict with your colleagues or even your seniors, so be very careful, because, you know, just hey man, I don't agree with you, I think this is how we should pursue this, as opposed to, you're a doofus, you don't know what you're doing. You know, there's a difference between those two sentences. It's the same message, right? But how do you portray it? How do you present it, right? So be very careful, right? Don't let your speech get away. And I'll tell you one thing, if it becomes known in the office environment that you have a temper, that is going to completely demolish any chances of progression in that company is concerned. Trust me on that. So keep your mouth shut. You can tell somebody, hey, I disagree with you, in a very professional, manner, as opposed to letting the F-bombs fly and basically call them out, right? So then the transit of the sun in the 7th house in the first half of the month can bring you good news as long as you learn to keep your temper under control. Even though there are ups and downs, at the end of it all, there will be good news as long as you keep your temper under check. Please keep that in mind. For those of you who are self-employed, you will get a lot of support from, could be a business partner, could be people you are affiliated with, and that sort of thing. You'll get a lot of support from them. Your biggest concern this month is competition. So whatever you need to do to strengthen your position in your field, you need to do it, but maintain control on your... If you feel, you know what, I need to get ahead of competition, the competition went and got that big rig, and so I need to go and buy that big rig. You have to be very careful about those things, because maybe you really don't need to buy that big rig. You can make do with what you have. I mean, competition, probably overextended themselves and they're going to go down the drain. So be wise about your investments and don't try to keep up with the Joneses. Just try to maximize on what you have. Finances. Venus is situated in the 6th house, so money coming in is good. Wait, if the Lord of the 2nd house, Venus, is situated in the 6th house, you will gain money. But on the other hand, if that's not the case, again, remember, we are not looking at your personal astrology chart. You could have some troubles as far as finances is concerned. So be careful. Remember, I said don't overstretch, right? Overextend yourself financially. See, I'm going to say this month is a little tricky. Some of you Virgos may see as testy as trying as a particular situation is. Surprisingly, you will see money come in. For some of you Virgos who are not having these particularly interesting planets in the particular remember degrees, right? You could all be Virgos, but then you could have sun at a certain degree for the first 1/3 of Virgos, second 1/3 could have sun at a different degree, or whatever, however that plays out, right? We won't get into it. But, and again, who are the opposing planets? What are the planets on which other house? So depending on your personal astrology chart, you can be more accurate and say, okay, for you this month finances is going to be good. But the opposite end of the spectrum, for some of you, you're going to do very well, for others not so good. So I'm going to say be careful, okay? Either way, play it safe. Health. Venus is in the 6th house. Is good as far as health is concerned. If you have had any skin related issues, that's going to be resolved. The transit of Saturn in the 6th house and the transit of Mars along with Venus will be favorable for you. If any of you have some really big diseases that you have been struggling with, you're going to be able to get rid of them. Maybe the last treatment and this and that, and the doctor gives you a clean chit and say you're good, If any of you have been dealing with some sort of an illness that you don't want people to know about and trying to keep it secretive, and that maintaining those secrets, like you don't want to talk about the illness with everybody, you're going to feel a little bit more confident and a little less trouble by carrying that burden. And so maybe you're going to share some of those intimate details with somebody and you're going to feel less burdened. Try to avoid traveling. In the second half of the month, the presence of Rahu. Rahu is your north node with sun in the 8th house, could lead to accidents. So be very careful while you're driving. You could be a fantastic driver, but you don't know about others on the freeway or accidents in general, right? So somebody else could have dug a pit over there, didn't put a beware sign or caution sign or something. So be careful, okay? Love, marriage, personal relationships. The 5th house is the house of love, and in the 5th house there will be Mars and Saturn conjunction in the first half of the month. Because of this, there could be some tension as far as your relationships are concerned. There could be differences of opinions. misunderstandings, that sort of a thing. If you're dating somebody, they'll be like, well, I don't want to see you for a few days, I need a break. Or your spouse may say, I can't stand you at the moment, and just, oh my God, leave me alone, things like that. But as long as you are, and in all honesty, Virgos, I'm going to throw this one at you because I think y'all are the ones who have created this situation for yourselves. So try to turn the tables and try to make up for your transgressions, if you will, or for your foolishness, and try to be nice, because if you are, then you'll be able to turn the situation around. On the other hand, if you say, well, I don't give a flip either, to heck with you, well, then everything is going to go asunder. So if you're going to get over yourself and get off your high horse and be nice, you'll be fine. And then for those of you who are married, of course, these disagreements could be resolved easily. Just need to kind of be conscientious of the other individual or the other person's feelings and affections. Very few percentage of you Virgos are probably going to call it quits this month. You'll be like, I can't do this again. This one time is what's that, the straw that broke the camel's back. I can't do this again, and off with your head. Some of you may go to that extent. So anywho, family and friends. Saturn in the second house, there will be a situation which could cause estrangement with male members of the family, more so brothers, okay? And there could be some squabbling over, oh, dad's car, I was supposed to get it, or that house, or that boat I was supposed to get, or some weird thing, or dad's motorcycle, or whatever. You could have some boo-boo with regards to that. But other than that, you'll be fine. But, the second half of the month is actually going to be a little bit better for you, as long as you're going to be able to, as long as you want to amicably settle this, which you can, and if you do, everybody stands to benefit. But if you're like, continue to sit on your high horse and say, I want it all, it should all be mine, then you're going to have a fight on your hands. What can I say? That's all I got for you, my beautiful Virgos. So we did Virgo. Now let's go on to Leo. And let me get the timestamp for my beautiful Leos. 3424. My Leos. 3424. All right, Leos. Let's see what we have for you, right? 3424. I got the timestamps. Leos. All right. Career. Great month as far as career is concerned. Arrival of Mars in the 7th house of Venus, the 7th house, and Venus, the Lord of the 10th house. The circumstances will be favorable for you. You could be successful in your field of work. Rahu is present in the 10th house in the first half of the month. There could be some progress as far as those of you who are employed. And some of you, there could be a promotion at work. But for some of you, you could be in a situation where you have been contemplating some legal action. And let me tell you that legal action, I don't know if you really want to take that route. You have to think long and hard about that, because once you get on that legal route, on that legal bandwagon, then you have to see it to its completion, right? So don't start it and fall off the bandwagon. So those of you who are self-employed, you will have a heightened level of self-confidence and confidence in your business, which is going to push you further. You'll have the courage, you'll have the enthusiasm to push further and try to accomplish a lot more. If you're looking for a job, particularly wanting a job overseas, then you will be successful in the second half of the month. Jupiter transiting in the 8th house and the Sun transiting in the 9th house will benefit you. Those of you who are associated with foreign trade will be successful. Yep, I'm just going to leave it at that, okay? Finances. You will benefit from the placement of the second house Lord Mercury in its rightful place. There could be some chances of getting money for you by being in the 7th house of Saturn and having a full eye on the 8th house. You will probably get some money that was you didn't even know was yours, okay? Some of you would be able to benefit from the stock market. In the second half of the month, Jupiter transiting in the 8th house and Sun transiting with Mercury in the 9th house will be good for you. There could be success. People associated in the business arena will be more successful. That's what I'm trying to say. And those of you who are in the, let's say, 1042 commission only type of employees, you all will see a lot of success. Saturn in the 6th house is surprisingly going to benefit you due to the placement of Mars and Venus in the 7th house. There's going to be a really good change as far as health is concerned for your partner, if your partner has been having some issues. If any of you all have had any issues with regards to blood disorders or any injuries, then that will be improved upon. In this, Saturn is going to transit the 7th house in the second half of the month. So then you could have some minor allergies, and that's more so due to medication messing up your GI. Or maybe you're allergic to some particular medication, that sort of a thing. Now let's talk about love, marriage, and personal relations. Jupiter, the Lord of the 5th house, will be situated with Venus in the 7th house, which is really going to help you as far as your love life is concerned. Your relationship with your loved one, your intimate partner, is going to grow. It's going to be more, strengthened. If you all have been having some kind of a distance between you all or feeling detached, you all are going to kind of regroup and kind of come back together. You're going to have some great opportunities to spend some time together, quality time together. If it means, going out on a date night, movie night, weekend for yourselves, that sort of a thing, great. The second half of the month, Jupiter will remain in the 8th house. Besides that, the Sun will be in conjunction as far as love planet is concerned, and Mercury. Because of this, married life will be a lot happier for a lot of you zodiac signs who are Leo zodiacs. Oh my God, I can't even speak. Whew. If any of y'all are having a court case, okay, and y'all have been wanting to file for divorce or whatever, during the process of the court case, you're going to realize that no, you don't want to divorce each other. You, in fact, want to get back together. That's going to be fun, right? So, family and friends, I think things are going to be pretty good for you. Try to spend some time, quality time with your family members, particularly the elders in the family. So this is actually going to, the second half of the month is going to be a lot better. The first half, yeah, second half, more a situation of all the members of the family getting together, impromptu getting together. Okay, your relationship with your siblings, it's just wonderful. I love it. Maybe the first half you'll try to get together, but somebody's schedule, conflicts with somebody else's schedule and kind of never got around to it. And second half of the month, you'll realize that, oh my God, the past 3 weeks, every Saturday we've been meeting at one sibling's house or the other. And that'll be actually great. Could probably start a new trend, right? So that's fantastic. I love that. Beautiful Leos. I hope you all enjoyed that. Right? So that's as much as I got for my Leos. So thank you. My beautiful Cancerians, this is going to be your overall general astrology energies for the month of April. Remember, this is Vedic astrology sun sign for my beautiful Cancerians for April 2022. Let's start off with your career. In the beginning of this month, Mars, the owner of the 10th house, will be in the 8th house with Jupiter. Because of this, you will be successful in whatever field that you're in. If you are working for a foreign institution, or your work is related to something going on abroad, you are going to be especially successful. There's a lot of appreciation headed your way. People are going to notice you. Mercury is almost in a karmic zone. The people who are looking for a job in the first half of the month will be very, very successful in achieving their goals. Those of you already working would probably get new offers, even though you may not be looking. If you're looking, great. If you're not, even then you're going to get more offers. It's almost like headhunting season. In the second half of the month, you can be promoted, and probably because of the sun in its karmic field as well. That is in the karmic area as well. That is in the 10th house. You're going to get a whole bunch of new responsibilities at work, but then you must know that this is because of the promotions and praise and more salary. This is the time for you to be focusing on your work. Pay attention to your work. If you're a self-employed individual, pay attention to your business. Your business can be very successful. The decisions you make in business is going to be very good decisions for you, and maximize on that. You may try your hand at something new, which is great. You're going to be very motivated in investments and making more investments for your business, which is good, which is going to open a lot more opportunities and doors for you. You're going to have a great opportunity to expand your business. This is a fantastic month. Great opportunity to improve your contacts, to network. And through this networking, you're going to see a lot of success. If you've had any competitors who've been like biting at your heels, this is when they're going to be eating dust. Okay, you're going to leave them so far behind. So this is a great month for you. Take full advantage of this fantastic, planetary dance going on in the universe and maximize on it. Financially, the first half of the month, Sun, the Lord of the second house, will the first half of the month, the Sun is going to be in the 9th house, so a lot of wealth is being formed. It's almost like the kind of wealth that is going to be created, you want to keep it quiet. You don't want to talk about it to everybody. Rahu, who's your north node, is in the 11th house, and that's also going to help you increase your wealth. Those of you who are employed will be very well honored, appreciated by your superiors, which could bring more money in, as in bonuses, etc. But take care of your budgets, take care of your expenses, control unnecessary expenditure. Economic and financial development is on the forefront, so don't spend on unnecessary stuff, but rather use your funds cautiously to make wise investments. That's all I'm going to say. Health. And for those of you Cancerians, you're wanting to do business overseas or start something overseas, great. Or tie up with a company overseas, great. Health. Jupiter, the Lord of the 6th house, will be in conjunction with Venus and Mars in the 8th house in the first half of the month. Because of this, you will benefit from any illnesses that you have. Benefit in finding a recovery for your illnesses, or finding a way to recover from those illnesses, okay? But I caution you against intestinal issues. And Cancerians love to eat good food. They like good food, let me assure you that. So watch what you eat. Don't let it get ahead of you. You may feel extremely gaseous this month, so watch out for that. If you're having any issues with regards to joint pains, etc., and the doctor says you need to up your calcium intake, or glucosamine or whatever it is, then do it. Regardless of your age, okay, do it. Love, marriage, personal relationships, I'm going to say there could be some challenges this month because of in your personal relationship area. Control your temper, watch what we say. If you're absolutely sure that their particular relationship isn't working for you, better separate. Okay, don't dilly-dally. But I'm also going to say some of you could be reuniting with people from the past. Okay, but do you want to really reunite with somebody from the past? If some of you have been, waiting for your partner to propose and they never got around to do it, maybe this is a month for you to suggest to them, hey, are you going to propose? Are we getting married? Initiate the conversation. But other than that, it's nothing so great this month, Your family life also, there's really nothing much to talk about this month, really. you have a great month this month as far as your relationships with your family is concerned. So take advantage of that. If you've had strained relationships in the past and you realize now those relationships are better, more stronger, more stable, take advantage of that, in the sense that enjoy your time with your loved ones, okay? Other than that, I don't see anything so weird going on or different that I'll be like, hey, Cancerians, be careful, or anything like that. So now let's look at our beautiful Geminis, right? Excuse me. So Geminis, what do we have for you for the month of April? Remember, this is Vedic astrology sun sign. Oh my goodness. So Geminis, April 2022. Mercury, who is your ruling planet, will remain in the benefic house and in the 10th house in the first half of the month, which is the 10th house of the month. Because of this, you will be able to see good success. You're going to be busy though, but successful. Anybody looking for a new job, wanting to look for a new job, great opportunity. Business people, those self-employed people, are also going to see good times this month. Okay, with the sun going into its exalted sign and Jupiter transiting in the 10th house, the circumstances will be completely in your favor. Take advantage of Jupiter and the sun this month. Take advantage. This is the time to push your self as far as your work or business is concerned. This is a great month for you to if you've been waiting, hey, look, I've done all these things, am I not due for a promotion? Or hey, I want to do this, want to do that as far as business is concerned. This is a time when you will get noticed and be noticed. So take advantage and push for that. And if you make any good decisions at this time, it's going to last you a while. It's going to really last you a while. So this is a great month for you to focus on your career and to take advantage of the planetary positions and step it up and push forward. And if you need to blow your own trumpet, then do it. Finances, Mercury in the first half of the month, Mercury is going to be in the 11th house and Jupiter will be in the 9th house along with Mars and Venus. Because of this, your financial position will be strong. In the second half of the month, you will benefit more by the position of the sun. And the owner of, he is also about material pleasures, etc. in the 11th house. So all the nice things, all the glitzy, glammy things, right? Financial benefits from business. Income is going to be increased. You're going to be able to save more money because your income is increased. You're going to be inspired to invest. If any of y'all have had some money stuck and it hasn't been paid out to you when it was supposed to be paid out to you, that's going to come through. You're going to incur a little bit of expenses due to travel, but you know how to travel on a budget, don't you? I hope. Health. For the beginning of the month, your health is going to be good. Then as you progress, you will see that you're getting a little tired out, and if you have any health issues, it's because you're so overworked. So this means that you have to be able to find some downtime. Make sure you go to bed. If you're the kind of guy or girl who stays up till 11 o'clock in the morning and has to wake up at 5, then you're getting 6 hours of sleep. Maybe that's not enough. So try to go to bed at 9:30 for at least this month and get into better habits. So at least you'll be able to get some time for rest and recuperation, and sleep is always the best thing, medicine for our body. You could also be one of those people who has issues with the gas in the stomach, as I call it, being gaseous. So whatever you take, maybe you need to change or stop eating some foods. I know a lot of people say bell peppers and broccoli causes gaseousness. So I don't know what it is for you. So figure that out, and try to stop eating those foods that cause you to have a lot of bloat and gas, unless it is something even more serious. Love, marriage, and personal relationships. For the most part, this is going to be a fairly even-keeled month. I don't see anything. Wait, the placement of Rahu and Ketu is going to change, and Ketu is going to be situated in the 5th house. Because of this, your love life will be affected. You may see a little bit of a glitch as far as your romantic life is concerned, which could cause some sort of a conflict with your partner. Confusions, conflict, ego clashes, just nonsense stuff, just ridiculous stuff, that tempers flying for no apparent reason, that sort of a thing. Gemini Mercury is your ruling planet, so try to stop being mercurial and hold your tongue, okay? Because you could kind of let loose, and if you do, oh boy, you're not going to hear the end of it. Family and friends, again, watch what you say. Control your speech, control your temper, because Gemini sometimes can say the most darnest thing. So, and people say like, my God, that was so rude, and how dare you, and that could like cause so many fractures in the relationship or the situation. And it's like a shattering of glass, and it's very hard to put it all back and glue it together. So be careful. Second half of the month, it'll be a little bit better, but not any much different. So I'm going to advise you this month to watch what you say as far as your relationships are concerned, be it with your intimate partners or even be it with your family members. Okay, so next let's go on to my beautiful Taurus. Let's see, Taurus, where are we at? All right, Taurus for the month of April 2022, overall general astrology energy, Vedic astrology. Jupiter, Mars, and Venus is going to be present in your 10th house. Along with this, there's going to be Saturn is going to be in the 9th house. You are going to have a lot of success in your work. Some of you may choose at this time to retire. Some of you may get promotions. You and your work is going to come under a lot of discussion at work. Like you and the kind of work you do, your performance is going to be spoken about a lot. You will be, your superiors may be talking a lot about your performance, and then that means they'll be like, yeah, he or she is the right person. Let's promote them. Let's give them more work. Let's give them more responsibility. Whether you ask for it or not, it's going to fall in your lap. Then Mercury is going to transit, Mercury's transit and his conjunction with Sun and North Node in the 12th house is going to bring you good news as far as your career is concerned. So if they have been having talks and conversations about you and your performance behind closed doors, you're going to hear about it and you'll be surprised at the good news that's coming your way. So those of you who are looking for a good job, you might hear that, hey, you know what, we selected you, come on over. Those of you who are starting new businesses will get a lot of benefit because Jupiter is going into the 11th house, and oh my God, Jupiter is going to expand. So that's great for you all to do that. I don't know who that is. So then what else do we have? If you have a spouse, if you are a self-employed person, you will find that your spouse is going to really, really support you at this time, like really support you, which is great. And as far as finance is concerned, the Sun in the 11th house with Jupiter, the circumstances are going to be very, very favorable for you. You're going to see an increment. See, when Sun and Jupiter get together, it's always a good thing. So finances, you're going to see some improvement. Whether you're self-employed or working for somebody, you're going to see finances improved. Bottom line, that's what it is. But see, if you're self-employed and you're expanding your business or starting a new business, make sure you advance incrementally. Like don't go for unstructured growth. Make sure your growth is structured, so that way, like level 1, level 2, level 3, step 1, step 2, step 3, go about it in a very systematic way. That way you'll see much more benefits. Then let's look at health. Mercury and Rahu is your north node, will be situated in the 12th house, and they're going to be able to see the 6th house. So your health related problems could increase, minor ailments. Any of you are struggling with constant allergies, this, that, and the other, they're going to be so annoying. Second half of the month, you're going to see a little bit better health. Jupiter is going to remain in the 11th house, and the Sun will go into the 12th house. So, and then he's going to have clear sight of the 6th house, which is actually good. Venus, a lot of the 6th house will live with Mars and Jupiter in the 10th house. Oh my God, these guys are all over the map. Because of these guys moving constantly, Mars, Jupiter, Venus, and the Sun, all of them, it's like, oh, wait a second, let me catch up with you. Oh, no, I'm going there. I can't meet you now. All these weird problems that this dance that these planets are doing or having. This month you're going to go through phases of, oh my God, I'm going to die. These allergies are killing me, till you wake up and you'll be like, oh, I'm fine. But one thing I'll tell you, any of you all having major eye diseases, not just vision, get your eyes checked, of course, we got to. Eye diseases related to your eyes, you need to really take care. Love, marriage, and personal relationships. Mercury, the lord of the 5th house, will be in your 12th house with Rahu. Rahu again is your north node. So that's kind of going to be nice for you. You're going to have good mutual understanding. Your rapport with your love partner, your mate, is going to be good, very in sync. If you are planning on doing any therapy or whatever, if any of you are having some issues, a small percentage of you're going to see success. And if you have been hemming and hawing, we don't need to go for therapy. Get off your high horse and go for therapy, please. If it's going to make your partner happy, trust me, believe it or not, as much as you're bucking and you don't want to go, it's going to help you too. You'll be amazed. Any legal issues will be resolved. With regards to a life partner, supposing you are fighting for divorce or whatever, and finally it's final, or things like that, alimony, child support, it's final. Family and friends, it's a weird month as far as love and relationships are concerned for you guys, Taurus, sorry. As much as it is confusing and crazy, it's actually going to end up being good. Once you cross this and go, and in hindsight, when you look back, you'll be like, oh my God, I didn't know whether I was going or coming in that month, but it all worked out fine. Relationships with family and friends, any disagreements with family members are going to get much better, but there is going to be one particular member in your family who is not going to give in, who's just not going to want to cooperate. Everybody else will be getting along and could have resolved any issues that they might have had, but this one person will choose not to get involved, and they are like, nothing's changed for me. What are you going to do? It is what it is. So that's for you, my beautiful Taurans. Now let's go to Aries. Let me get the timestamp for my beautiful Aries 2013. Okay. Aries, for you, your birthday month, isn't it? April 2022 overall, general Vedic sun sign for you guys, right? For April. Happy birthday, my beautiful Aries. Okay, career. Saturn in your zodiac sign in the 10th house is going to motivate you. You may feel a little bit of a dip in your energy, okay? But Saturn in your zodiac sign in the 10th house is going to motivate you to work hard. It's like final push. this time for you is a little challenging for you, okay? Your responsibilities may increase, but then again, it's increasing, even though you may say in another couple of months, I'm done here, I'm going, I'm leaving, I'm quitting, whatever. Uh, but just because you may have already decided, you may have already decided to put in your papers a termination or whatever, don't slack off, because it's going to show, and reviews, etc., it's going to kind of show. Because trust me, the new company that are going to hire you probably know somebody in this company that you're working for, so they'll be like, no, he kind of just cut loose, man, he didn't care at the end, or she didn't care at the end, and that's not going to look good on your chart, if you will, right? So even though you may be, supposing you're retiring and it's like really dragging and you're like, oh my god, I can't deal with it, please just hang in there. Okay, so trust me, at the end of all of this, you are going to be so satisfied, so happy, so glad that you maintained your principles. You didn't cut slacken at work. Your work ethos was the same from the day you started to the day you retired, and it's going to be awesome. So for your own psychological benefit, don't give up, just continue to focus on what you're doing. Trust me, you're at the finishing line. So Jupiter is going to be wait yeah, when you go into Jupiter, 12th house Jupiter, okay, and the 11th house of Saturn located in the field of action, you are going to benefit one way or the other. You're going to benefit. Not only are you going to enjoy the fruits of all your hard work and all your labor all this time, but even if you are leaving and going to another company, it's going to be a big jump for you. The second half of the month is also going to bring a lot of work for you people. Those of you who are working in the private sector, you are going to be very much appreciated. Your stature is going to improve. Your resume is going to look good. Your reputation is like flying high, soaring. This is great. Sun in the first house will be beneficial for those of you who are doing business. Venus and Mars will be able to clearly see the fifth house. No obstructions. Business is successful. If you all have had stalled business or any stalling obstructions and obstacles, thus far we are all going to be removed. This is great for work and career. Work and career is good. Finances. Jupiter in the 11th house and Rahu, your north node, in the second house. Aries people are going to be happy with their finances. Profit from business, profit from work, great opportunity to save. Investments, new avenues of income are going to open up if you want to take them, which is going to provide new avenues or opportunities to invest. Saturn is in your 12th house in the second half of the month. So for a brief period of time, your expenses may increase, okay? Because Jupiter is going to be transiting the 12th house as well. So Saturn and Jupiter. Okay. You may suddenly see the second half of the month that your expenses are going to like suddenly increase. And you'll be like, oh my God, what happened to all my savings? Not that bad, but you will be able to recover from. This is something that you had to spend on, so you know that. Any of you traveling abroad or wanting to do business overseas, great time. Maybe that's why your expenses increase, because you have to make some investments. I don't know, be it investing in buying a ticket, or be it in investing in something, I don't know, maybe a software for that company overseas or for you here or whatever. Health-wise, it's a bit of a mixed month for you. Basically feeling tired to the bone, literally, because of your work. So just feeling tired. So if you take the necessary breaks, you know your body very well. If you take the necessary breaks and rest and do what you need to rest your body, you will overcome it. So it's just exhaustion. So take care of that. Nothing that you can't fix, right? Love, marriage, personal relationships. If you have been hanging around and waiting to propose to somebody, this is the time to do it. I'm going to tell you, because if you don't, then it's almost like the beginning of the end. And if you're planning to go somewhere and travel with your significant other, that's fantastic. For some of you, those who are married or in long-term relationships, wanting to get married or intending to get married, or almost like you're married, like common law, there could be a certain percentage of you where you're going to be like almost like fallen into a rut. But to pick yourselves out of that and get out of that rut, you kind of get comfortable and you kind of get complacent. Because Aries, I'll be honest here, you guys sometimes do not sometimes, Aries typically do the very minimum that is required to be in the relationship. That's just the way they are, some of you Aries, I should say. So step it up, or you're going to lose the best thing that's ever happened to you. Relationship with family and friends, there is an opportunity for you all to be able to actually meet up with family and friends that you haven't met in a long time. There is an opportunity for you to be able to kind of spend time with these people simply because you haven't had the, whatever to do so in the recent past. There could be some exchange of words in terms of any kids that you have. There could be some alienation over there, them just not wanting to communicate with you just because kids are kids, and these are adult kids. So overall, I'm going to say the onus is on you to initiate conversations. If just because they have not come forward to talk to you, or they haven't picked up the phone to call you, if you also say, well, I'm not going to call, if they want to call them, let them call, then nobody wins. Take the initiative and you reach out, okay? Thank you so very much, everybody. I do appreciate you. Thank you, Aries. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you want a personal reading, please get in touch with me. My email address is in the description box, and I'll be more than happy to do a personal reading for you, astrology reading. My email address is therealastrology1123@gmail.com, and the different kinds of charts that I do, astrology charts and consultations, is also in the description box. Thank you so very much, and namaskar. See you in the next video.